Good evening, all. My name is Elizabeth Sipe Card, and I live at 13304 Baxter Street. I am grateful to you. We witnessed mandated mask wearing, and those deaf and challenged and or religious claimed their rights and exemptions from the mandated mask wearing. Are we repeating history with this no cell phone mandate and making this mental health issue more complicated than it is? Since we are in the business of education, have any of the schools in the county hosted workshops for Android and Apple technology experts to come in and educate parents on how to program their child's phone with parental controls? I just learned recently how to set up parental controls, and it made a difference. And I do not permit my teenager access to social media accounts during classroom time. To take care of two issues I have with Prince William County Schools, there should be a fourth option plan. Cell phone use to record voiced instruction and beta live captions under the accessibility settings. And a shortage of cued language translators, CLT's voice for him when he cannot speak, and cued speech from peers. This plan would have students volunteering to remove their cell phone of their own accord and rewarded for it. It would entail the same concept as the children who volunteer to be crossing guards and wear these neon-colored belts for safety precautions. So have a designated neon color of a cover for the cell phones to show that it is approved for use by students and staff. So the kids volunteer to learn to cue or sign so they can provide peer access to spoken language for the deaf who use cued speech to communicate. They take cue classes, they practice together and make a difference in my child's life. They learn the modality system, they become a leader. They help provide access he needs when in the future all generations will be gone. They FaceTime the deaf student or cue in real time in person. They ensure it is done and disguise his medical need for communication. Even though there may be an allowance or an accommodation or exception for students with 504 and IEP plans, the teams do not always agree with the parent. My son is deaf and has the right to voice record his class instruction. In the state of Virginia, you only need one person to consent, hence the person recording. Some teachers let him. A central office will not let him. I have never been told why, other than for privacy excuses, or it is more of a cover-up and fear of hearing something embarrassing on the teacher or classmates. I want to be involved in support of my child's education. I want to hear what is going on in the classroom so I can communicate it to him when no one else in the county, in the state, nation uses cued speech to him for visual access. I am foregoing my rights to privacy by putting all this information out to the public as this is being recorded tonight. And last time too. All students get to hear in the normal range daily while my son struggles. Having a cell phone is not an edge, it is a right, it is a tool. So a plan or program for his peers to have phones to learn the modality of cued speech would attempt to cross out two issues at once. Cued language translators are not always available virtually. There are Wi-Fi problems or electronic problems or electricity problems, so if you took away his cell phone, you better have two in-person CLTs team of translators ready for him. Do you want a virtual CLT to cue bang bang? That's all the virtual CLT could do. The public should know that there are not enough to go around because the few who are certified are all employed in Fairfax County. Since Prince William County will not send my child to Fairfax County at their expense, then it would make sense to me to mandate a program where children volunteer to learn to cue as they have already been given the opportunity to learn sign language. Or, okay, if you can have the phone, but the IP address from the phone must be on the PWCS network for monitoring purposes. Prince William County Schools says voice recording or cued speech translators occupation fulfillment is an undue burden. It is a burden to me because I cannot communicate with my kid all the time, so I cue. And I have him record voices in the classroom for access to sounds of speech, so I can cue to him those two. I do not have time to go over it all, but it is a safety net since no one else cues their speech to him besides me. Can everybody else around him learn to cue? I do not want policy made from fear. Policy should be made from compassion and attention to do the right thing. All of this stemmed from a mandate to clean up mental health. Well, how is mental health a false sense of responsibility of the board of the school or of the governor? And are we the governor's children? I hope during COVID everybody was more virtually connected and potentially everybody could learn how to cue, but they did not. So now we just got to go back to the drawing board, and hopefully this will build more language translators to support my child through the school and life every day. Due process costs $10,000 and lawsuits can bring money, but gobs of money cannot replace priceless experience of education and lessons learned. Whoever volunteers to learn to cue and become FaceTime messengers with those approved cell phones would be good candidates for the United States Postal Service. Please do not shoot the messenger or CLTs of the future. What would happen if students became mentally disgruntled and shoot up all the schools because they do not have their phone? I do not like phone distractions any more than anybody else does, but we must be more compassionate and understanding. Thank you.